In the shadowy corridors of Cold War America, a clandestine operation was unfolding. Its name, MK-Ultra, its goal, to unlock the secrets of the human mind. But what began as a quest for knowledge would soon spiral into a nightmare of unethical experimentation and lifelong trauma. The year was 1953. As the world grappled with the tensions of the Cold War, the CIA launched a top-secret project that would push the boundaries of science and morality. MK-Ultra was born, a program shrouded in secrecy and driven by a singular purpose: to develop mind control techniques that could be used against America's enemies. But how far would they go to achieve this goal, and at what cost? As we delve deeper into the murky world of MK-Ultra, we uncover a chilling array of experimental techniques. LSD, the powerful hallucinogenic drug, became a central tool in the CIA's arsenal. Unsuspecting subjects were dosed without their knowledge or consent, plunging them into terrifying, altered states of consciousness. But the experiments didn't stop there. Sensory deprivation tanks isolated individuals from all external stimuli, leaving them alone with their thoughts in pitch-black darkness. Hypnosis sessions attempted to implant false memories and manipulate behavior. The boundaries between reality and illusion began to blur. One former participant, speaking on condition of anonymity, recalls the horror. "I didn't know what was real anymore. They broke something inside me that I'm not sure can ever be fixed." As the program expanded, so did its reach. Volunteers, often lured by the promise of financial compensation, found themselves unwitting guinea pigs in a grand and terrifying experiment. But perhaps most disturbing were the completely unwitting subjects, ordinary citizens who never consented to be part of MK-Ultra's dark machinations. The consequences were devastating. Many participants suffered lifelong psychological trauma, their minds forever altered by the experiments they endured. Some, tragically, didn't survive the ordeal at all. One such case was Frank Olson, a biochemist working for the U.S. Army. In 1953, Olson was secretly dosed with LSD during a CIA retreat. Days later, he plunged to his death from a New York City hotel room. For decades, his family fought to uncover the truth behind his mysterious demise. Olson's son, Eric, spent years piecing together the puzzle of his father's death. "They took my father from me," he says, his voice heavy with emotion, "and they buried the truth along with him." But the truth has a way of coming to light, even in the darkest of places. In 1975, the veil of secrecy surrounding MK-Ultra began to lift. Investigative journalists and determined lawmakers started to unravel the web of lies and cover-ups. The American public was shocked to learn of the program's existence and the extent of its unethical practices. Congressional hearings were called, and former CIA officials were grilled under oath. The revelations that emerged painted a damning picture of an agency that had lost its moral compass in pursuit of power and control. Senator Frank Church, leading one of the investigations, didn't mince words. "These CIA officers have done tremendous damage to their country. They have clouded the reputation of every honest intelligence officer." As the full scope of MK-Ultra came to light, the questions began to multiply. How could such a program have been allowed to operate for so long? Who was ultimately responsible? And perhaps most chillingly, was this truly the end or merely the tip of the iceberg? The CIA officially shut down MK-Ultra in 1973, just as the walls were closing in. But in a final act of obfuscation, many of the program's documents were destroyed on the orders of then CIA Director Richard Helms. What secrets were lost in those shredded files and incinerated reports? The legacy of MK-Ultra extends far beyond the lives it directly touched. It seeped into the collective consciousness of America, forever altering the relationship between citizens and their government. Trust, once broken, is not easily repaired. Pop culture latched onto the sinister allure of mind control experiments. Movies, TV shows and books drew inspiration from MKUltra, weaving fact and fiction into compelling narratives that kept the public fascinated and wary. But for those who lived through it, the scars run deep. Sarah, another former participant who asked that her real name not be used, still struggles with the aftermath decades later. "Some nights I still wake up in a cold sweat," she confides. "I see faces I don't recognize, hear voices telling me to do things. Is it a memory or a nightmare? I may never know for sure." The story of MKUltra forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about power, ethics, and the lengths to which governments might go in the name of national security. It raises profound questions about the balance between scientific progress and human rights, between secrecy and transparency in a democratic society. As we look back on this dark chapter of American history, we must ask ourselves, what lessons can we learn? How do we ensure that such abuses of power never happen again? The echoes of MKUltra continue to reverberate today. In an age of advanced surveillance technology and increasingly sophisticated psychological manipulation techniques, the specter of mind control looms larger than ever. Declassified CIA files have shed some light on the program's inner workings, but many questions remain unanswered. Documentaries like Netflix's Wormwood have brought renewed attention to cases like Frank Olson's, reminding us that the search for truth is an ongoing process. The Vietnam War, another defining event of the era, intersects with the MKUltra story in ways we're still uncovering. Some theorize that techniques developed in the program may have been deployed in the conflict, adding another layer of complexity to an already controversial war. As we grapple with the implications of MKUltra, we are left to wonder, in the shadowy world of intelligence agencies and covert operations, where do we draw the line? How do we balance the need for national security with the fundamental rights of individuals? The story of MKUltra serves as a stark reminder of the potential for abuse when power operates unchecked in the darkness. It challenges us to remain vigilant, to question authority, and to never take our freedoms for granted. For the survivors and their families, the fight for justice and recognition continues. Many still seek answers, compensation, and a formal acknowledgement of the harm done to them. As we close this chapter of our exploration into MKUltra, we're left with a sobering realization. The human mind, in all its complexity and fragility, remains both our greatest asset and our most vulnerable point. The quest to understand and influence it continues, for better or for worse. The legacy of MKUltra serves as a cautionary tale, a dark mirror reflecting our own capacity for both scientific achievement and moral failure. It reminds us that in the pursuit of knowledge and power, we must never lose sight of our shared humanity. As the sun sets on this grim chapter of history, we are left to ponder, what other secrets lie buried in the annals of government archives? What other experiments are being conducted in the name of national security? And most importantly, how do we ensure that the mistakes of the past are never repeated? The story of MKUltra may have ended, but its implications echo through time, challenging us to remain ever vigilant in the face of unchecked power. For in the end, the greatest safeguard against such abuses is an informed and engaged citizenry, willing to shine a light into the darkest corners of our shared history.